Hello, I'm joined by Letitia Smith, founder of Online Existence. We're here to talk about social media, Letitia, but before we get into that, perhaps explain to us who you are and what your company actually does.
Hello, I'm Letitia. I set up Online Existence because I've always worked in communications. I've been working in communications for 6 years, but I thought it was really important. A company's online presence is basically getting more and more important, and we needed a way to actually bring all of the different services that make up a company's online presence together. So that's things like SEO, it's social media, which we're going to be talking about, it's the company's online advertising, their web copy, and so I set up Online Existence to provide a holistic approach, bringing all of those things together.
Okay, so let's strip it right back to basics. Let's define what social media actually is.
Okay. Basically, social media, lots of people know the term social media, but they're not so sure about, when they think about it, what actually is it. It's really a communications revolution that has taken place, and there's a really easy way to think about it. The old communications was basically like a theatre. So you've got your company standing on the stage, projecting these key messages out to your customers, who you just imagine are passively sitting there listening to what you have to say. But obviously it's not really like that at all. So the new communications way of thinking is basically more like a cocktail party. So you've got your customers at a party with you, and also your other competitors and all sorts of other people, all there talking to each other, listening to each other's point of view, and engaging with each other, and that's how you have to think about social media. Everybody now has a website, that's a given, but so how can you show that you can do something a bit different? And social media is that way to improve your online presence. Also, it's important to remember that your customers will be talking about you anyway. You know, they're going to be online, it might be complaining on a forum, or it might be saying something really positive, but they're going to be talking about you. So using social media, you can get involved in those conversations. For example, customer service, that's one way where social media works really well. So instead of someone having to phone you up and wait ages to hear about your product or answer their question, on a public forum, for example with Twitter, you can answer their question straight away, and that's really positive brand awareness for you.
Okay, so you mentioned Twitter there, and there are obviously several other sites like Facebook and what have you. How does a small business know which platform to use?
It really does depend, and it's important to think about what works best for your particular business. But Twitter is something that a lot of people ask me about all the time. They're like, I just don't understand, just don't get the point of Twitter, you know. And what I would say to them is that it's basically a micro-blogging platform. So you just got to think small. You know, you're speaking, you're saying stuff in very small amounts of words. It's 140 characters, which is the same as a text message. But there's a lot you can get across in that tweet, as they're called. And what you're trying to do is generate engagement, and then obviously direct traffic back to your website or back to the other social media platform.
And so finally then, bringing it back to kind of your company, Online Existence, how can you help these small businesses in pushing their social media forward?
Okay, yeah, I mean, so basically for small businesses, if they're looking to do social media, the most important thing is strategy. Because a lot of people just think, oh, well, I'll just, have my Facebook and Twitter page and just jump straight in. But that really doesn't work. You need to have a strategy, think about what you want to get out of the social media, your goals at the end of it, and also think about what tools, because not every single social media tool will work for every business. I think also, as I said right at the start, a holistic approach. So you need to think how your social media will fit in with your SEO, because people still need to be able to find you when they're searching for you, and with other online marketing that you might be doing. And obviously you want your website to work really well for you as well.
Absolutely.
And one more thing I would say is think about time, because social media does take a lot of time. So you think, is this something you want to do in-house, or possibly is this something that you might want to outsource? Oh, and one last thing actually as well is ROI. So you've done all this work and you've set this social media, but what you need to be able to do is say, this is what it's delivered. So think about how you can do that. There's lots and lots of different tools that you can use. Obviously there's Google Analytics, there's Clout, which is one of the many tools that will help you measure social media influence, for example.
And of course there's you guys as well.
Yes, so basically we offer all of those things. We offer social media and we offer a holistic approach, combining all of the different tools which will improve your online presence and ultimately improve your bottom line.